stand-up comedy. My name is Bryce Moore, and I will be your comedian. When I was in elementary school, there were always 3 different teachers that divided up all the students for that grade, right? Well, 3rd grade is when we started actually changing classes to go to different subjects. However, we still had one homeroom teacher, and that's where we spent most of our school day. Now, every year it seemed like there was always one of those teachers who knew what she was doing and actually cared about her students. That year it was Miss Biggs. She taught science and social studies. Then there was another teacher who was very nice, very sweet, and very old. She didn't know what she was doing all the time, but she was very happy to be there. That year it was Miss Rogers. She taught English and writing and reading and things like that. And then there was always one more teacher, the mean teacher. Right? Here's my question for you though. Why did that mean teacher always teach math? It was always the mean teacher taught math. That year, that was Miss Sullivan taught math to us. Now the mean teacher always got all the bad students, all the unruly kids. And I'm pretty sure that Miss Sullivan took time off of her students' recess every single day. I'm convinced she would walk in the mornings and just go, "Good morning, class. 5 minutes off your recess." When I would get homework assignments graded and handed back to me, my mom would go over it with me and help me to understand what it is that I missed and why. Because Miss Sullivan didn't do that. She just marked it wrong and called you stupid. That's all she did. Well, one time, though, I got one, and I don't remember what the problem was, but my mom sat down, and we worked through the problem together, and we got the answer that I put. Well, that can't be right. Miss Sullivan said it was wrong, so we worked through it again and got the same answer again. And we kept working through it and kept getting the same answer. Well, my mom figured either I didn't miss it, or there's just something that we're not doing that we don't realize we're not doing, a step we're missing or something. So she writes a note on it and says, "Please recheck this to verify that he got it wrong and let us know the mistake we're making." Well, I hand that to Miss Sullivan. And Miss Sullivan sends a note back saying that she did not appreciate my mom correcting her. You see, my teachers at the time didn't really seem to care too much about the things that they said to people. Whether it was students or parents, they just didn't care. They never seemed to think it would have any real repercussions against them, you know? And half the time, the things that they told you didn't have to be true. In fact, I had one teacher try to tell us one time that 3 was greater than 4. Figure that out. Here's a better example, though. Once in a while, we would have this other lady. Her name was Miss Akins. She would come into the class and teach these special math lessons. I don't know why they had her do these lessons. The only thing I can figure is that the school probably wanted the students to think that math wasn't just for evil people, you know? I don't know for sure. But anyway, she came in one time and she was teaching us about angles. Now, a right angle is 90 degrees. It's perfect, it's correct, or it's right. And then an acute angle is less than 90 degrees, so it's small, like a cute little baby. And then an obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees, so it's big or it's fat, kind of like rice. Frankly, I was just happy to be included. That year, during the book fair, they sold these little plastic pencil sharpeners that were in the shape of dogs. And they came in a bunch of different colors. And the way it worked, you would take your pencil and you shove it in the back of the dog and then twist it and sharpen your pencil, and its ears would flap as you turned it. And looking back, if somebody had tried to sharpen a pencil in my rear end, I think my ears would probably flap a little bit too, just saying. Anyway though, all the kids, every kid, had at least one of these sharpeners. Some kids had a couple of them in the different colors. But the downside was they were so infatuated with them that during class time, instead of paying attention and listening to what the teacher was saying, they'd just be playing with their little sharpeners, disrupting class. Well, the teachers let this go on for about a week and tried to mitigate it some, but eventually got to be too much, and they'd had it, and they banned them from school. Didn't let us have them anymore. Well, that didn't sit well with us students. Oh no, we made a big issue out of that. And it didn't help matters, it did not help matters, that Miss Biggs, the week before, had just taught us about the people's right to protest against laws that were put in place and to possibly overturn laws that had been put in place with enough signatures on a petition. Oh, in great detail, she taught us these things. So, that blew up in their faces so fast. The next day, there were 2 or 3 petitions going around. Everybody was signing them. Some kids were signing them more than once. In fact, I knew a couple of kids who got other teachers to sign them and then took them home and had their parents sign them. It was madness. Absolute madness. Every day in class, we couldn't have class. Some kid would sit here and start some kind of chant, disrupting the whole class just out of nowhere, like, let the dogs out! Let the dogs out! Let the dogs out! It would go on for 10 minutes, this little chant, until everybody lost their recess time. One day, though, is when it all came to a head. One day, all those kids, we all just hid under our desks out of nowhere in the middle of class. Oh, Miss Rogers was crying when this happened. And she's begging and pleading with us to come out. We won't come out. This goes on probably 10 or 15 minutes. And eventually she says, come out, we're willing to negotiate about the sharpeners. Well, we all come out from under our desks. The 3 classes come together. All the 3rd graders in one room. Teachers know what we want. We know what the teachers want. We're ready to negotiate. And the negotiation process was quick. All that happened was Miss Sullivan came in and took everybody's recess for the next month and a half. That's it for this episode of Band Up Comedy. Thank you so very much for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you again next time.